Are you noticing a subtle shift in your body as you approach or pass 60? Maybe your legs don't feel as strong and dependable as they once did. Does getting up from a chair now require a push? Does climbing stairs feel like a struggle? And what about those unexpected moments of losing your balance? Many dismiss these as part of aging. But here's the crucial reality: these aren't just signs of aging. They're often the earliest indicators of age-related muscle loss, scientifically known as sarcopenia. It progresses silently, with no obvious pain or swelling, until suddenly, you need help with basic movements. The good news is that your leg strength can be significantly restored, not in months, but in days, with the targeted support of just 4 key vitamins. We're not talking about grueling exercise or expensive therapies. We're talking about giving your body the ideal nutrients at precisely the ideal moment. In this video, we'll meticulously explain the 4 essential vitamins every senior needs to understand. We'll dive deep into how common deficiencies lead directly to weak, heavy legs. Crucially, we'll show you how to safely and effectively combine these nutrients for a remarkably swift and noticeable recovery. Every piece of information here is backed by rigorous clinical research and decades of professional experience in geriatric care. Stay until the very end, because I'll also unveil a precise vitamin regimen most people overlook, yet is consistently proven to be profoundly effective. After 60, your body undergoes a gradual, yet noticeable, transformation. Bones become more susceptible to weakening, blood flow slows, and critically, your muscles, especially in your legs, begin to diminish in strength and mass. Most individuals remain unaware that this initial weakness typically manifests in the legs, making even simple tasks like standing up or walking feel increasingly challenging. According to the American Geriatric Society, individuals over 60 can lose 1% to 3% of their muscle mass each year. This means you could unknowingly lose up to 15% of your leg strength in just 5 years. So, why does this occur? There are 3 primary, interconnected causes. Vitamin deficiencies. This is the most critical cause. As we age, our digestive systems become less efficient at absorbing vital nutrients, and our stomachs often produce less acid. This leads to lower levels of critical vitamins, including vitamin B12, thiamine, vitamin B1, vitamin K2, and vitamin D3. All are essential for proper nerve transmission and effective muscular contraction. Suboptimal blood circulation. When your circulation slows, your legs receive a diminished supply of oxygen and crucial nutrients. The direct consequence is early fatigue, frequent cramps, and that persistent sensation of heavy, exhausted legs. Decreased physical activity. If older adults walk less or avoid stairs, their leg muscles gradually weaken due to disuse. Even with regular movement, muscles simply cannot fully regenerate or strengthen without the correct nutritional support. The truly empowering news is that you can actively restore your leg strength, often in a matter of days, by intelligently resupplying these 4 frequently deficient vitamins. Let's meticulously examine each vitamin in detail. Vitamin 1, the balance restorer. Vitamin B12, nerve health and leg confidence. Vitamin B12 is one of the most important, yet frequently disregarded, supplements for individuals over 60. While known for memory support and vitality, many are unaware of this critical fact. B12 is absolutely essential for precise and effective communication between your brain and your muscles, especially those in your legs. It plays a pivotal role in maintaining healthy nerves, coordinated motions, and quick reflexes. When your B12 levels decline, the link between your brain and muscles becomes hazy, and initial symptoms often manifest in your lower body. What happens if your B12 levels are low? You may experience a sensation of burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet. Noticeable weakness in your legs, especially when standing or walking for extended periods. A frustrating feeling that your legs are not listening to your commands or are perpetually asleep. Trouble maintaining balance, even on level ground. Feeling unsteady or needing assistance when walking. Additionally, some suffer from unexplained mood swings, mild sadness, increased forgetfulness, and pervasive brain fog. These are often the classic, unmistakable signs of a B12 shortage. Why is B12 deficiency more common among seniors? Inadequate absorption. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, a condition worsened by regular use of acid-lowering medications. This makes it significantly harder to absorb B12 from food. Restricted diet. Meat, fish, eggs, and dairy products are virtually the only natural sources of B12. If you consume less of these, you become far more vulnerable to deficiency. Scientific research confirms B12's impact on mobility. A study from Oxford University revealed that seniors with low B12 levels walked more slowly, exhibited worse balance, and were more than twice as likely to fall than those with normal levels. In a clinical trial, participants given 1,000 micrograms of B12 daily for 8 weeks reported significantly less numbness and instability, improved lower body strength, and faster reaction times. How does vitamin B12 function? B12 promotes the formation of the protective myelin sheath around your nerves and is essential for red blood cell production, ensuring enhanced oxygen supply to muscles. It's also vital for energy metabolism, enabling quick, precise signals from the brain to your muscles. When deficient, nerves malfunction, muscles misinterpret commands, and legs feel disconnected. Who is most likely to be affected? You're more likely to have low B12 if you are over 60. Regularly use antacids or acid blockers, adopt a low-meat or vegetarian diet, take metformin for diabetes, suffer from digestive disorders, regularly consume alcohol, or have undergone weight reduction surgery. Recommended dosage: a daily dosage of 500 to 1,000 micrograms mcg of methylcobalamin, the active, most bioavailable form, is generally considered safe and effective for persons over 60. Take it in the morning or with lunch, avoiding coffee and tea which can interfere with absorption. Can eating alone provide enough B12? In principle, yes, but for most, it's improbable. For example, 3 ounces of salmon provides around 4.5 micrograms, while 1 large egg offers merely 0.5 micrograms. To consistently meet demands, a high-quality supplement is often the more practical and reliable choice. Is it safe? B12 is water-soluble, meaning any excess is simply flushed out. It's remarkably safe even at high dosages, with no known lethal amount. However, if you're on blood thinners or have chronic renal problems, consult your doctor. Otherwise, B12 supplements are among the safest and most efficient ways to increase energy, enhance nerve function, and regain control over one's legs. Real impact: many older adults report feeling more steady, regaining sensation in their feet, standing up more confidently, and even sleeping better once nerve symptoms subside. Vitamin B12 is not only a brain vitamin but also a fundamental movement vitamin. It reestablishes the critical connection between your body and your brain. Don't disregard it if you've been experiencing unusual sensations, limb weakness, or balance problems. Vitamin 2, the muscle energy dynamo thiamine. Vitamin B1, the secret to anti-fatigue and muscle power. While you know D3 builds strong muscles and B12 facilitates nerve-to-leg communication, the puzzle has one more crucial piece: thiamine, also known as vitamin B1. Thiamine provides the very electricity, or real energy your muscles require to move. If D3 turns on the lights and B12 links the lines, your muscles simply cannot work efficiently without thiamine. Without it, your body literally runs out of fuel. What is thiamine, and why does it matter? Thiamine is essential for energy metabolism, helping your body convert food, particularly carbohydrates, into ATP, the usable energy currency of your cells. Every muscular contraction is powered by ATP. And since your legs house the largest muscles, they demand an abundant supply. When thiamine levels are low, your muscles feel heavy, fatigue easily, and recover poorly. Symptoms of a possible thiamine deficiency. Many over 60 describe these early signs. Legs feel weak or extremely exhausted without clear reason. Frequent cramping in the muscles, particularly in the feet or calves. A persistent dragging or heavy feeling when moving. Shortness of breath or dizziness when ascending stairs. Occasionally feeling lightheaded or unusually exhausted after getting up quickly. Mental exhaustion, lack of appetite, and an overall lack of drive to move can also strike. These are classic indicators of slowed muscle metabolism. What causes thiamine deficiency in older adults? Reduced absorption, medications like diuretics or metformin, alcohol consumption, and a diet lacking whole grains or legumes can contribute. Scientific research on thiamine is significant. A Tokyo University study, 2021, found that over 30% of older participants had poor thiamine levels, resulting in less leg strength and persistent muscle weariness. Most showed a noticeable increase in energy and walking distance after supplementation. Research in the Neurological Sciences journal showed that 82% of patients with persistent leg fatigue reported improved endurance after just 7 days of daily 100 mg thiamine. How does thiamine support your legs? Vitamin B1 powers the Krebs cycle, your body's primary energy-producing mechanism. This enables your muscle cells to produce ATP more rapidly, recover more quickly, and maintain strength. Thiamine also facilitates the smooth transfer of nerve signals, particularly in the peripheral nerves controlling your legs and feet. Without thiamine, it's like trying to operate a car without gasoline. What is the required amount of thiamine? Just 1.2 mg per day for men and 1.1 mg for women is the suggested daily dose. However, for therapeutic benefit in older persons with symptoms, doctors often advise 50 to 100 mg mg daily. Thiamine is water-soluble, so any surplus is safely eliminated, making it very safe. When and how is the best time to take it? Consume thiamine in the morning with food to support increased energy throughout the day. Avoid taking it with alcohol, coffee, or black tea, as these may impede absorption. Can thiamine be obtained solely by diet? Yes, but it requires deliberate food choices. Whole grains, legumes, sunflower seeds, and organ meats are excellent sources. However, most seniors don't consume enough of these, and certain conditions or medications can prevent efficient absorption. A supplement can be a better option if you're experiencing unexplained fatigue. Who should consider thiamine supplements? If you have type 2 diabetes, consume alcohol frequently, take diuretics, metformin, or acid-blocking drugs, experience leg weariness even with light exertion, or have experienced unexplained weight loss or appetite loss, consider checking your thiamine levels or supplementing safely. Is it safe? Indeed. Thiamine is remarkably safe, even at large dosages. However, consult your physician before starting high-dose thiamine, especially if you're on medication or have liver/kidney issues. Real outcomes. Many seniors report feeling noticeably more energized after just 3 to 5 days of taking thiamine. It's often described as a sensation of lightness in the legs, making walking easier and climbing stairs less taxing. Vitamin B1 might not be a showstopper compared to D3 or B12, but it can be the absolutely crucial component that makes all the difference for profound energy problems, persistent muscle weariness, or that debilitating sensation of leg heaviness. Vitamin 3, the bone and blood vessel architect. Vitamin K2, orchestrating strength and flexibility. Now let's introduce the third essential vitamin that works in powerful synergy with the others to support your legs, vitamin K2. While often overshadowed by vitamin D, K2 plays an incredibly critical, yet frequently overlooked, role in orchestrating both bone strength and vascular health, both fundamental for strong, capable legs and effective muscle function as you age. What makes vitamin K2 so crucial? Vitamin K2 acts like a meticulous traffic controller for calcium in your body. While vitamin D3 helps you absorb calcium from your diet, vitamin K2 ensures this calcium is directed precisely where it needs to go, into your bones and teeth, and crucially, kept out of places where it doesn't belong, such as your arteries and soft tissues. When calcium accumulates in your arteries, it can lead to hardening, reducing blood flow to your legs and muscles. This directly contributes to that feeling of heavy, tired legs and can even impair muscle function. By keeping your blood vessels flexible and clear, K2 ensures optimal delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles, enhancing their strength and endurance. Furthermore, vitamin K2 is directly involved in the activation of specific proteins, like osteocalcin, which is essential for bone mineralization and strength. Strong bones provide a stable framework for your muscles, preventing fragility and supporting overall mobility. How does K2 deficiency impact your legs? If you're deficient in K2, even with sufficient D3 and calcium intake, calcium might not be deposited correctly. This can lead to weaker bones, increasing fracture risk, which directly impacts leg stability and confidence. Calcification of arteries in the legs, reducing blood flow, causing leg fatigue, cramps, and numbness. Reduced muscle efficiency due to poor nutrient delivery. Increased risk of varicose veins and poor circulation contributing to leg heaviness. Scientific research supports K2's effects. A study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that higher intake of vitamin K2 was associated with a reduced risk of arterial calcification. Another study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that K2 supplementation improved bone mineral density, particularly in postmenopausal women, directly supporting the skeletal foundation for strong legs. How does vitamin K2 operate? K2 vitamin activates proteins that bind calcium and transport it to the bones. Simultaneously, it activates matrix GLA protein, MGP, which inhibits calcium from depositing in soft tissues like arteries and cartilage. This dual action ensures calcium is utilized optimally, maintaining both strong bones and healthy, elastic blood vessels that effectively supply your leg muscles. What is the recommended dosage for older adults? While there isn't a universally agreed upon RDI for K2, many experts suggest a daily intake of 100 to 200 micrograms mcg of K2, specifically the -7 mAh form, for optimal bone and cardiovascular health in older adults. -7 mAh is the more bioavailable and longer-acting form of K2. Can you get K2 from food? Yes, but it's more challenging. The best dietary sources are fermented foods like natto, a traditional Japanese fermented soybean product, very rich in -7 mAh, and certain cheeses, Gouda, brie, egg yolks, and organ meats, particularly from grass-fed animals. For most seniors, supplementation is a more reliable way to ensure adequate intake. Who should consider vitamin K2 supplementation? If you are over 60, take vitamin D3 supplements, have osteoporosis or osteopenia, have a history of heart disease or arterial calcification, frequently experience leg cramps or poor circulation, or do not regularly consume fermented foods or grass-fed animal products, then K2 supplementation is highly recommended. Important considerations. Vitamin K2 is generally safe. However, if you are on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, Coumadin, it is absolutely critical to consult your doctor before taking K2, as it can interfere with these medications. Real outcomes. Many individuals who add vitamin K2 to their regimen alongside D3 report not only improvements in bone density but also a noticeable reduction in leg cramps and feelings of heaviness, thanks to improved circulation and better calcium regulation. It truly is the missing piece that ensures the calcium you absorb benefits your bones and keeps your arteries healthy, directly supporting robust leg function. Vitamin 4, the master switch vitamin D3, reactivating leg strength. Vitamin D3 is far more than just another vitamin. It functions much like a master switch, capable of reactivating your entire neurological, skeletal, and muscular system. Your body's innate ability to produce this essential nutrient significantly declines after 60. Your skin thins, your liver and kidneys become less efficient at converting inactive D into its active form, and you often spend less time exposed to natural sunlight. Consequently, your body subtly begins to shut down vital systems. Your muscles weaken, your legs feel heavy, and your movements become slower. Most concerningly, you may begin to subtly lose your equilibrium, all because of an underlying, often unnoticed, deficiency in D3, a fundamental requirement for bodily function. What makes vitamin D3 so critically important? Primarily, vitamin D3 plays a foundational role in aiding calcium absorption, essential for maintaining healthy, strong bones. But that's just the beginning. It also ensures your muscle fibers contract correctly, facilitates smooth nerve transmission, and actively prevents muscle atrophy, which often occurs subtly as we age. When your body lacks D3, it becomes unreliable and weak, much like an aging, sputtering engine. How can you determine if you are deficient in vitamin D3? Look out for these common signs. Noticeable weakness in your legs, especially when climbing stairs. Rapid exhaustion from merely standing or walking. Frequent leg cramps, particularly at night. Difficulty turning or stepping rapidly. Persistent pain in your hips, knees, or heels. Some may also experience mild anxiety, increased impatience, and difficulty falling asleep. These are early indicators of vitamin D3 inadequacy, often mistaken for just getting older. Scientific research on D3 is extensive. Researchers at the University of Birmingham found that individuals over 65, after consuming just 800 IU of D3 daily for 5 days, saw their leg strength increase by an impressive average of 19% in only a few weeks. Harvard's Geriatric Research Center discovered that older persons with low D3 levels were a staggering 40% more likely to fall or be admitted to the hospital than those with healthy D3 levels. The message is clear: D3 safeguards your independence as much as it safeguards your bone structure. How does vitamin D3 operate? When D3 levels are optimal, your body's capacity to absorb calcium becomes far more efficient. It actively promotes the development of new, stronger muscle fibers, significantly enhances muscle contraction power and response time, markedly lowers inflammation within muscle tissue, and facilitates pain-free, smoother movement. Simply put, vitamin D3 effectively reactivates your joints and muscles, restoring their youthful vigor. What is the recommended dosage for older adults? For generally healthy individuals over 60, experts advise a daily intake of 800 to 1,000 international units IU. However, for those with a history of falls or signs of frailty, a higher dosage of 1,500 to 2,000 IU per day is often recommended. For optimal absorption, always take vitamin D3 under medical supervision, preferably in the morning or early afternoon, and crucially, always after a meal that includes healthy fats. It should never be taken immediately before bed, as it can potentially cause sleep disturbances. Is food alone sufficient to meet your D3 needs? Regrettably, not easily. A 100 grams serving of fatty fish provides approximately 500 IU, a large egg offers merely 40 IU, and 1 glass of fortified milk contains around 100 IU. For most seniors, consistently obtaining 1,000 IU from food sources alone would be unrealistic. For this reason, D3 supplements are frequently a necessary and highly practical approach. Who should immediately consider D3 supplements? D3 should be a primary priority if you are over 60, spend minimal time outdoors, frequently feel unsteady or have experienced falls, have been diagnosed with osteoporosis or persistent joint discomfort, or adhere to a plant-based diet low in dairy and fish. Crucial warnings: while D3 is generally safe, excessive use over an extended period can lead to issues. Long-term usage of more than 4,000 IU per day without professional supervision might cause headaches, constipation, nausea, or, in sensitive individuals, kidney stones due to elevated calcium levels, or even abnormal heartbeats. Always use the appropriate dosage and maintain regular checks on your blood levels, especially if you opt for higher doses. Vitamin D3 is the key to truly restoring leg strength for older adults. When taken properly, you can begin to see a difference in just a few days, including stronger legs, lighter steps, and a profound increase in self-assurance with every movement. Now that you're aware of how vitamin B12, thiamine, vitamin B1, vitamin K2, and vitamin D3 assist your muscles and overall vitality, how can you combine these crucial nutrients for optimal benefit? The key lies in strategic timing and maintaining a simple, consistent routine. Let's discuss when to take each vitamin for maximum efficacy. Vitamin B12, most effective when taken in the early afternoon or around midday. Since B12 promotes alertness and energy, taking it too late may cause sleep disturbances. Avoid taking it with tea or coffee, as these can impede absorption. Thiamine, vitamin B1. Consider thiamine your morning fuel. Consume it with your very first meal of the day, preferably a healthy breakfast with whole grains and protein. This timing supports energy levels all day long and can aid mental focus. Vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, the optimal time to take these together is in the morning, immediately following breakfast, especially if your meal includes healthy fats like yogurt, eggs, or olive oil. Both D3 and K2 are fat-soluble vitamins, requiring dietary fat for effective absorption. Taking them together is often recommended as K2 helps direct the calcium absorbed with D3. Here's a basic, everyday illustration of a potential regimen. Breakfast: a small bowl of Greek yogurt, 1 boiled egg, 1 D3/K2 combination capsule, and 1 thiamine, vitamin B1, tablet. Lunch: steamed vegetables, grilled salmon or tofu, and 1 vitamin B12 tablet or lozenge. With this setup, your body receives the proper nutrients at the right times, optimizing their synergistic benefits. What about multivitamins? If you take a multivitamin, carefully read the label, as many senior-specific formulas underdose these particularly important nutrients. Ensure your multivitamin contains the right quantities of thiamine, B1, B12, D3, and K2. Multivitamins often mix water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins, so it's still generally recommended to take them with meals, preferably at lunch or in the morning, and never on an empty stomach for proper absorption and to minimize upset. Finally, remember that more is not always better. Always consult your doctor or pharmacist and take supplements as prescribed, especially if you have a chronic illness or are on medication. When taken as directed, these 4 vitamins function as a well-oiled machine, working together to give your legs, and your life, back its strength, balance, and vitality. Like any powerful tool, vitamins are incredibly effective at reviving health and vitality, but they must be used carefully and responsibly. Here are crucial safety precautions to remember when purchasing supplements, especially if you're over 60. Avoid increasing dosage yourself. Just because something is natural doesn't mean more is always better. Taking twice or 3 times the prescribed dose won't yield faster results. It could even be harmful. For instance, D3 and K2 are fat-soluble and can accumulate. Long-term excess, over 4,000 IU/day for D3 without supervision, can dangerously raise calcium levels, leading to kidney stones, constipation, nausea, or disorientation. Be cautious with kidney or liver issues. These vital organs are primarily responsible for breaking down and eliminating excess vitamins. If they're not functioning properly, even standard dosages can accumulate, potentially causing adverse effects. Always consult your doctor if you have chronic kidney disease, fatty liver, or any serious ailment before starting supplements, especially fat-soluble ones like D3 and K2. It's easy to overlook certain adverse effects, for example, taking large amounts of vitamin B6, not discussed here, but a common example of B vitamin excess, for months can cause tingling or numbness in your hands and feet. Even with the vitamins discussed today, too much D3 can cause headaches, muscle cramping, or poor appetite before more serious issues appear. Always monitor for any subtle changes in your mood or physical sensations, particularly after starting a new vitamin. Get your blood levels measured. If you're taking D3, K2, or B12 long-term, a basic blood test every 6 to 12 months is a smart, proactive step. This helps ensure you're consistently within the safe and effective range for your body, avoiding inadvertent over- or undersupplementation. In conclusion, taking vitamins can undoubtedly enhance your quality of life, but the secret is to be wise, knowledgeable, and cautious, especially as we age. These 4 simple nutrients, vitamin B12, thiamine, vitamin B1, vitamin K2, and vitamin D3, have the power to transform your strength, mobility, and independence when taken as directed. Let's review. If your legs have been feeling unsteady, heavy, or weak lately, it's not necessarily just age, it's not your imagination, and more significantly, it is not irreversible. We've seen how vitamin B12 improves your nerves and balance, how thiamine replenishes your energy and stamina, how vitamin K2 ensures calcium goes to your bones and keeps your arteries healthy for optimal blood flow to your legs, and how vitamin D3 fortifies your bones and muscles. These 4 basic vitamins work together to create a potent quartet that can help you regain your strength, confidence, and freedom of movement. Here's the true secret, though: whether it's monitoring your blood levels, establishing a morning supplement routine, or consulting your doctor, you must take the first step. Action is always preferable to waiting. I'd love to hear from you. Have any of these vitamins been part of your regimen before? Did you notice a change in your general energy, strength, or balance after incorporating them? Please share your story in the comments section below. I truly appreciate you watching. Take care of your body, fuel your legs, and keep going, one powerful stride at a time.